Hey, what's up guys, Combat Critic here. In this video I want to give my pick for this upcoming fight between Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman for the welterweight title, which is scheduled to take place at UFC 286 in London. This is the third time these two guys are fighting. The first time they fought, Kamaru Usman won a clear unanimous decision, pretty dominant win for Kamaru. The second time they fought, Kamaru was again doing good, but in the last round Leon got him with a head kick and knocked him out cold. So here he is, eyes rolled up in the back of his head. Now let's see what do I think for this trilogy fight. So here we have the records of these two guys. If we talk about Kamaru Usman, so he has 22 fights, 20 wins and 2 losses. Very solid record for Kamaru. 9 wins by knockout, just 1 by submission, 10 wins by decision. And if we talk about the losses, he has 1 knockout loss, which was the prior fight with Leon Edwards, and 1 submission loss which came before he was in the UFC, and no losses via decision. Now if we talk about Leon Edwards, the reigning welterweight champion, he has 24 fights, 20 wins, 3 losses and 1 no contest. If we talk about the wins, he has 7 wins by knockout, 3 by submission, 10 by decision. And speaking of losses, he has lost twice by decision and once by DQ. So if we see Kamaru Usman, we see he almost always wins via a knockout or a decision. The submission is very rare in Kamaru Usman's case. If you talk about Leon Edwards, he wins mostly by knockout and decision, but he has 3 wins by submission, so he can win via submission, whereas for Usman it is very unlikely. He has just won once via submission. I think that was in the Ultimate Fighter season finale. If we talk about the losses, so Kamaru Usman has lost via knockout and submission, whereas the reigning defending champion Leon Edwards has lost only via decision and a DQ. Now let's talk about some of the stats. So height is 6 feet 0 inches for Kamaru Usman and 6 feet 2 inches for Leon. So Leon is a pretty tall welterweight. He will have a 2-inch height advantage in this fight. Weight for both these guys is even at 170. Reach is 76 inches for Kamaru Usman and 74 inches for Leon Edwards. So even though Leon enjoys a 2-inch height advantage, he will have a 2-inch reach disadvantage. So the reach advantage goes to Kamaru Usman. Stance is switch for Kamaru and southpaw for Leon. And again, Kamaru Usman is older fighter and Leon is 3.5 years younger than him. Now let's talk about some of the striking statistics. So strikes landed per minute, which denote the number of significant strikes that you land on your opponent per minute on average. That is 4.55 for Kamaru Usman compared to 2.6 almost for Leon Edwards. So Kamaru is landing more strikes on his opponent on average. Striking accuracy is 53% for Kamaru and 50% for Leon. So again, slight advantage to Kamaru. Strikes absorbed per minute, which is the number of significant strikes that you observe from your opponent on average per minute, is 2.56 for Kamaru and 2.28 for Leon. So in this case, Leon has a advantage, very slight advantage. Striking defense is 57% for Kamaru Usman and 53% for Leon Edwards. So again, a slight advantage to Kamaru. Now let's talk about the wrestling, grappling and submission statistics. So takedown average is 3.01 for Kamaru Usman and almost 1.4 for Leon. So again, huge advantage for Kamaru in this department. Takedown accuracy is 48% for Usman and 33% for Leon. So again, this also goes to Kamaru. Takedown defense is 97%, which is really great compared to just 68%. So again, huge advantage for Kamaru in this department as well. Submission average is just 0.1. As we know, he has won just once via submission, whereas if we look at Leon, he has won thrice. So here his submission average is obviously higher at 0.4. So in this department, Leon has the advantage. Overall, if we see in the striking, I think Usman has a slight advantage, and in the wrestling, if we ignore the submissions, in this department as well, Usman has an advantage. Where Leon really shines is the submission part and the fact that he takes lesser damage than Usman. Now let's talk about some of the past performances of these two guys. So if we talk about Usman, he just lost to Leon Edwards, KO head kick, 5th round. Before that, he was on a tear really, number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. He beat Colby pretty convincingly via a decision, unanimous, 5-round fight. Before that, KO'd Masvidal in the 2nd round, knockout of the year. Before that, he TKO'd Gilbert Burns in the 3rd round. Gilbert Burns had him hurt in the initial stages of this fight, but then Usman recovered and got the finish. Before that, he won a clear, very dominant decision over Jorge Masvidal. This was a 5-round fight. Before that, he TKO'd Colby in a 5-round fight. This was a great fight. And before that, he became a champion by beating Tyron Woodley. Again, very dominant fight. Again, 5 rounds. So we see very solid record from Usman from here on. In his last fight, he was actually doing good, but then one mistake and he lost the belt. Now let's talk about the Rocky, Leon Edwards. So last fight again, KO head kick off Kamaru Usman in the 5th round. He was behind the scorecards, but then those things really didn't matter because he finished Usman. Before that, Nate Diaz, unanimous decision, pretty strong win for Leon, but he got hurt in the last round, and a lot of Nate Diaz fans took that as a moral victory. And before that, NC Ipok against Bilal Muhammad, and before that, this was back in 2019, so he took more than a year gap from here to here. And before that, he beat RDA via unanimous decision, 5-round fight. Gunnar Nelson, a split decision in a 3-round fight. Donald Cerrone, unanimous decision, 5-round fight. Peter Sabota TKO'd him in the 3rd round. And Brian Barberena, unanimous decision in a 3-round fight. So if we see, Leon has gone the 5-round distance quite a few times in his career. So I don't think cardio is a problem for either of these guys. Kamaru Usman has also gone 5 rounds a lot of times in his career, and Leon has also gone 5 rounds a lot of times in his career. What is the main determining factor is, I feel Usman has more power, and because he has more power, I think he finishes his fights, especially in recent times, he's able to finish his fights more than somebody like Leon. Leon, even though he got the finish against Usman, if we ignore this fight, we'll see he mostly wins via decision. So again a decision. Here he has a TKO, but then again a decision. If we go back, so here you see he has 10 wins by decision. So most of his wins come by a decision. It's the same for Usman, but in recent times, Usman has really improved his striking, and now he's able to put out guys like Jorge Masvidal and Gilbert Burns. Colby Covington, who has a great chin, but Usman still finished him. So I think Usman has really taken his striking to the next level with the help of his current coach, and because of that, it is showing in his fights. In his last fight, I think it was kind of an anomaly because he was winning the fight on the scorecards, but he got head kick KO'd and lost the fight. However, if I have to pick a winner of this fight, I'll pick Kamaru Usman, the number 1 pound for pound, the former number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world, the former welterweight champion. I'm picking him to again become a champion, even though I think he's 34 years old, so which is like nearing the end of his prime, but I still think he beats Leon Edwards. And if Leon Edwards win, I don't think Leon can win via decision against a wrestler like Usman. So if he wins, he again has to stop Kamaru Usman. He can do that via KO like he did this time, a head kick KO, or he can maybe try to get a choke on Usman, but I don't see that happening. I think Usman, he didn't really face a lot of adversity in his career. This is the second time he has lost, so I think he's really hungry now. He wants to get that belt back. I think he's training twice as hard, and this fight he's gonna, put out a show, and it will be a statement for Kamaru Usman. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video.